What's up, guys? Mason the Brock Henderson here. This is The Flash, Season 2, Episode 9, Running to Standstill. This one was expected. I think I said earlier on, after we found out that Patty's father was killed by Mark Martin, I knew this episode was coming at some point, where Mark was going to be the main bad guy, Patty was going to have to deal with that. It was handled well. I mean, first of all, the fact that you've got him breaking Captain Cold and the Trickster out of prison. Captain Cold, as much as I enjoy his character, he's probably my favorite villain out of the entire Arrowverse. Especially what they've done with him on Legends of Tomorrow. He really is a good character, and the way that he talks is it's awesome. However, the point of breaking him out seemed kind of wasted, because all he really did was just go tell Barry that, hey, they're coming to kill you, which was kind of apparent anyway. What else would they want to do? I don't know, it felt like Barry should already know that they should plan to do something like that. I guess, maybe it wasn't exactly 100%. Okay, yeah, they've obviously, he obviously broke the Trickster out to come kill me. It could have been a number of things, so I guess it did narrow it down a little bit. But he really didn't give any help aside from that. He didn't stay to help them. He didn't really give them information where to look. He just kind of told them, hey, they're going to kill you, and left. But anyway, the best part about this episode, though, is having the Trickster back. I mean, I said it when we first got introduced to him in the first season. Mark Hamill gets to be a live-action Joker, just not called the Joker. I love it. It's brilliant. I mean, Heath Ledger is the best live-action Joker, without a doubt. But the best Joker overall, in my opinion, Mark Hamill. Just the voice, the laugh, it's all perfect. Some people say they prefer Jack Nicholson more. Some people will say they prefer Heath Ledger more. Mark Hamill's Joker for me is it's the iconic Joker. It's just a hint of madness in a sea of this psychopath. He obviously has issues, but it seems like there's a method to the madness. It all works out in his mind. I don't know. Anyway, long story short, having Mark Hamill as this Trickster, he pretty much gets to play the Joker just a bit different. There's no crazy Joker laugh. He just kind of, the laugh is a bit more subdued in this. But it's still the Joker. I mean, the voice is exactly like the Joker. There's craziness in it. I love watching this performance. I really hope they keep bringing him back. I would love for him to be a bigger villain in the show. I would love for him to keep popping up every now and then, just to see more of that, because it's awesome. So anyway, just overall, easily my favorite part of this episode. I think my favorite line from him, though, was after Barry, as the Flash, convinces Patty not to kill Mark. He's sitting there tied up to a pole, and he's like, that was beautiful. I don't know, it fit with this character. Anyway, so overall, it wasn't as interesting as I was hoping it was going to be. I was hoping it was going to be kind of an epic showdown between the Flash, Weather Wizard, and the Trickster. It ended up being the Trickster and handed out all these bombs to these kids. So Weather Wizard is just let me beat the crap out of you, and I won't blow them up. It's pretty much sacrifice yourself, and then he said, I won't blow them up, and I'm thinking, yeah, but the Trickster probably still will, so Barry, just stop them, I don't know. It felt kind of like he was just letting this happen, but it ended up stopping him anyway. Cisco works with Harrison Wells and Jay Garrick, and they work together to get the bombs all magnetized out into one of the rifts. And so, that was fairly well handled. It wasn't an episode where the bad guys they're trying to stop. It wasn't necessarily anything, holy crap, that was intense, or anything like that. but it was handled well. It based on the final moment when he finally stops them, it would have been over fairly quickly if he had gotten to just fight them. So it's nice to see that they were trying to level the playing field, stuff like that. Anyway, moving on. The storylines going on in the background for this one are interesting as well. Iris finally tells Joe that he has a son he didn't know about. Joe doesn't take it well at first, but then, after he realizes that it's okay, he has a talk with Francine about it, I think, he finally realizes it's okay, things are going to work out okay. One thing they didn't really touch on is the fact that, he did already have a son. If it weren't for the fact, if Wally was a part of his world, he may not have been able to be as great a father as he was to Barry. So they never really touched on that. They never really talked about, if Wally was a part of your life before, then Barry may not have been. So I don't know. I felt like they should have touched on that a bit more, but didn't. But it wasn't a big deal. It's just something that I thought about. But at the end, he finally gets to see his son. Kind of expected him to show up. In the description, it says so-and-so stars as Wally West. I'm thinking, okay, so is he not going to show up? And then knock, knock, and I'm like, oh, it's going to be Wally. And then the other one is Harrison Wells is apparently having his daughter's life threatened by Zoom. And at the end of this episode, we finally find out Zoom's ultimate plan, which is build up Barry's speed so he can harness the Speed Force so Zoom can take that Speed Force from him. I don't know how he does it, but apparently that's what happened with Jay Garrick. Because they both used the Speed Force, and now Jay doesn't have a speed anymore. So very clearly he's able to take it from other speedsters and use it somehow to make him even stronger. And so all of this that he's doing, all the people he's sending, all the metahumans he's sending through the rifts, is to make Barry stronger, to make him faster, so he can harness the Speed Force, and then Zoom's going to try to take it away from him. So it's an interesting storyline, and the fact that I finally feel like I can trust Harrison Wells now. I've been so back and forth on whether to trust Harrison Wells, whether to trust Jay Garrick. Jay's still, I think the reasoning behind some of his motives are becoming a bit clearer as we find out more about Zoom's plan. Because if you really think about it, Zoom probably took Jay Garrick's Speed Force, which is why he doesn't have his speed anymore. So maybe the reason he doesn't want his speed back is because he knows Zoom is going to come and try to take it again. Because he was, as I said before, he was very adamant that he did not want to take Harrison Wells' formula to get his speed back. And I thought, why not? What was the point of that? I think he knows Zoom's plan because it's already happened to him. Why he's not telling them that, I don't know. But I think that's where this is going. It seems like that's what happened to him. I just don't know why he wouldn't tell Barry and the others Zoom's plan. That's the only thing that I'm still questioning. But Harrison Wells, I finally feel like I can trust him. And yet the team can't. He's now working with Zoom secretly, but he's being forced to. It's not like he was this whole time. Zoom has his daughter, and his daughter's life being threatened. So he does have a good reason for having to work for Zoom. But it's not because he's evil. And that's what I've been questioning this whole time. Is he evil? Is he not? Now we know he's not. So that's interesting to see. But overall, it was a good episode. It was touching at moments. I honestly thought that Barry was going to tell Patty his secret identity at the end. I'm sitting there thinking she's going to kill him. It reminded me of when Roy in Arrow was suffering from Mirakuru and he almost killed that guy, and it took Oliver, showing him who he was to sort of get him to be like, oh, okay, so you're Thea's brother. I thought it was going to be the same thing here. He was going to take off the mask and be like, do it for me. But then, as I'm watching this scene, I'm thinking, okay, the Trickster's there, and then Mark Martin is there. He can't really do that, can he? They're not going to do that. And then he ends up managing to talk her out of it. I'm like, oh, okay. So anyway, overall, though, it was a good episode. Enjoyable again. Just one final thing to talk about. The jokes in this show are just great. I I forget what Harrison Wells said, but as they were talking about how to find Mark Martin, he quoted The Godfather, and Cisco's like, wait, they have The Godfather in Earth 2 as well, and he's and then there's of course they do. It was just it was brilliant, that whole scene. I love the movie references from Cisco. It's so funny. I always enjoy whenever Cisco's talking about stuff like that. It's always funny. Jokes always land. So anyway, yeah, it was a good episode in a nutshell. So those are my opinions. What are yours? Let me know down in the comments below. I believe because this is the 9th episode, this was the mid-season finale. Kind of interesting that they ended it here and not last episode. You know, the whole Legends of Today and Legends of Yesterday thing. That felt like more of a mid-season finale than this did, but you know, I guess it works. It's a Christmas episode, so that's about it for here. Leave a like and subscribe for more Flash reviews, and I will see you at the next one. Peace out.